Welcome back to the channel, GH fans. Port Charles is on the brink of chaos as shocking secrets are exposed, dangerous alliances form, and lives hang in the balance. Get ready for another explosive General Hospital breakdown. There is something special about this show that keeps pulling an old soul like me back in, with all its twists of love, loyalty, and those heartbreaking secrets that never stay buried for long. Lately, my heart has been heavy watching Chase and Willow grow closer in ways that feel both tender and terribly complicated. I remember when Chase first came into Port Charles, full of that honest cop energy, and Willow with her gentle spirit that always seemed to light up a room. Now, their connection is deepening, and I can see why it is stirring up real worry among the people who care about Chase the most. Those friends who have stood by him through thick and thin are starting to look uneasy, and I do not blame them one bit. It is as if they sense that this bond might be leading Chase down a path he is not fully ready for, especially with everything else swirling around him. I keep asking myself, is this the kind of love that heals old wounds, or the one that creates brand new ones? From what I've seen, it feels like both. Chase has always been a man of principle, but this closeness with Willow is changing him in subtle ways that his companions are noticing. They are right to be concerned, because love in Port Charles rarely comes without complications, and this one seems loaded with them. What really has me on the edge of my seat is how Joe is reacting to all of this. Joe has been a steady presence, someone who watches out for the people he cares about, and lately he is seeing Chase's actions take on a darker tone. It is not like Chase has suddenly become someone unrecognizable, but there's an intensity there that Joe cannot ignore. I have watched enough episodes to know that when good men start bending their own rules, even for love, it can lead to trouble. Joe is clearly realizing he needs to step up and take some kind of action before things spiral further. It reminds me of those classic General Hospital storylines where one person's quiet observation becomes the catalyst for big confrontations. Joe, seeing the shift in Chase makes me wonder how long he can stay on the sidelines. My guess is not very long at all. At the same time, Brooke, Lynn, and Lucy are cooking up something that feels straight out of the old school scheming playbook I have always loved in this show. They are setting a trap for Willow, and it is clever in that way that makes you both root for them and worry about the fallout. Brooke Lynn has always been sharp and protective of her family, and Lucy brings that bold, dramatic flair that keeps things entertaining. Together, they are creating pressure that is forcing Chase to think about his next moves very carefully. I find myself smiling at how these two women are playing the long game, but my smile fades when I think about how this might hurt Willow. She has been through so much already. Is this trap going to reveal truths that heal old rifts or tear new ones open? Knowing General Hospital, it will probably do a bit of both, and I cannot wait to see how Chase responds when he realizes what is happening. The real heat right now, though, comes from Joe's growing knowledge about Willow's past mistakes. After his conversation with Drew, everything changed. Joe learning about Willow's crime has put him in a powerful position, one where he might actually be able to help save Drew from the mess he is in. That possibility has me excited and nervous all at once. Drew has had his share of struggles, and the idea that Joe could step in as a lifeline feels like classic redemption territory. Yet it also means Willow's secret is inching closer to the surface, and we all know how explosive that can be in Port Charles. I have seen secrets destroy relationships and rebuild them stronger. But this one carries real weight. What fascinates me most is how these threads are weaving together. Chase's deepening connection with Willow is happening at the exact moment when her past is threatening to catch up with her. His friends' worries, Joe's darkening observations, and the trap being laid by Brooke, Lynn, and Lucy all create this perfect storm of tension. I keep thinking about how Chase will balance his feelings for Willow with the need to protect her, or perhaps even confront her. Will he choose loyalty over truth, or will he find a middle path that honors both? These are the questions that keep me coming back episode after episode. Joe's potential role in saving Drew adds another thrilling layer. If Joe acts on what he knows, it could prevent a disaster for Drew while simultaneously forcing Willow's crime into the light. I love how the writers are building this slow burn. It is not rushed like some modern shows. Instead, it feels earned. With each conversation and glance, carrying meaning. My personal take is that Willow deserves a chance to make things right, but hiding the truth has never worked well in this town. Joe talking to Drew might be the turning point that changes everything for multiple families. I have been around long enough to see similar revelations tear couples apart and sometimes bring them closer through forgiveness. Which way will this go? I suspect we will find out sooner rather than later, and that anticipation is what makes General Hospital so addictive. Let me share something from my heart as someone who has followed these characters for years. Chase has grown so much, and seeing him navigate this complicated love with Willow reminds me why I fell in love with the show in the first place. It is never just about romance. It is about morality, about what we do when love collides with justice. His companion's concern feels genuine because they have seen him at his best and worst. Joe's need to act shows real friendship, the kind that sometimes requires tough choices. And Brooklyn and Lucy's scheming? It brings that fun, feisty energy that balances out the heavier moments. I find myself wondering if Willow fully realizes how many eyes are on her right now. Her connection with Chase is beautiful in many ways, yet it is also making her more vulnerable. The trap being set could either be her undoing or the catalyst for her growth. Joe knowing her crime and potentially helping Drew creates this beautiful tension. Will Joe choose to protect Willow for Chase's sake? Or will justice win out? These questions pull me in because General Hospital has always excelled at showing how one decision ripples through so many lives. The story is heating up in the best possible way. Chase might soon find himself forced to make a stand, choosing between the woman he cares for and the principles that define him. Joe's intervention could save Drew, but shatter the fragile peace around Willow. Brooklyn and Lucy's plan adds that delicious layer of intrigue that keeps me guessing. As an old fan, I appreciate how these plots honor the show's history while pushing forward with fresh drama. It feels alive, urgent, and full of heart. I have to admit, part of me hopes Chase and Willow can find their way through this without too much pain. Their bond has a sweetness that stands out amid all the chaos. Yet another part of me knows that real growth comes from facing hard truths. Joe, seeing the darker edges of Chase's choices, might be exactly what pushes everyone toward resolution. And when Willow's crime comes fully into view, I suspect it will create opportunities for forgiveness and new beginnings, the kind this show does so beautifully. Watching these developments unfold has reminded me why I have stayed loyal all these years. The characters feel like old friends whose lives I care about deeply. The way Chase's relationships are evolving, the concern from his circle, Joe's awakening sense of urgency, the clever trap from Brooklyn and Lucy, and the high-stakes potential of Joe helping Drew while exposing Willow's past, all point to some truly memorable episodes ahead. I am counting the hours until the next revelations drop because this storyline has everything: love, danger, moral dilemmas, and that unmistakable General Hospital magic. There's a warmth in how these stories connect different generations and families in Port Charles. It makes me reflect on my own life and the choices I have made for love and loyalty. That is the beauty of this show. It entertains while gently prompting us to think about what really matters. Right now, with Chase and Willow at the center of so much and Joe poised to act on what he knows, I feel the excitement building like it did during some of the show's greatest eras. The trap is closing in. Secrets are surfacing, and hearts are being tested. I would not miss a single moment of it. As I sit here thinking about what comes next, I smile, because I know the writers will deliver something satisfying. Chase will have to confront the changes in himself and his relationship. Joe's conversation with Drew might be the key that unlocks multiple storylines. Willow's crime hanging in the balance creates suspense that keeps the heart racing in the best way. Brooklyn and Lucy's involvement ensures there will be sharp dialogue and clever moves. This is why I keep watching, year after year. The drama feels personal, the emotions real, and the hope for better tomorrows always shines through. My fellow fans, if you have been following along, you know exactly what I mean. These current developments with Chase, Willow, Joe, Brooklyn, Lucy, and Drew are building towards something special. The worry from Chase's companions, the darkening observations from Joe, the trap being laid, and the possibility of saving Drew while confronting Willow's crime all create a rich tapestry of storytelling. I am optimistic that the coming weeks will bring resolutions that honor the characters we love, while delivering plenty of surprises. General Hospital continues to prove why it remains a beloved part of so many lives, including mine. I cannot wait to see how it all unfolds, and I hope you are as captivated as I am.